Orange Podcast Pad, Yankee and the Canuck Alpha Test. We will probably leave this online if it's successful. We're just testing some equipment. We're testing some technology.
Just testing.
Hi, Edward. Hi, Paul. I want to say hi to you.
Hello, gents. What a
Hey,
wonderful night
listen.
tonight.
So there was something I wanted to talk to you guys about with. So in 2016, so Scott Adams, before anybody knew he was sick, went on Bill Maher and was talking about Trump's ability to brand things and how successful he was able to brand things and how he's able to brand people. I want to play this clip for you guys and let me know what you think about it.
So yesterday I'm home, and I've been getting lots of people.
I
reaching
got
out
the
because of
wrong
my
clip.
recent health-related news,
That's not it.
and
Yeah.
That's the
but I
clip
can't
about
talk to
him talking
everybody.
about being.
Like
But can you see that, Paul?
it's just continual
100%.
messages coming
Yeah.
All right, so hold. I thought I had it. I don't. Oh, let's do this one just for fun because we're beta testing things right now. Uh, I actually this is the conversation I want to have, and if we're going to be here for 15 minutes, we will play Secretary Gnome. Talking about Harvard.
They will not be allowed to have foreign students because we have gone back to them multiple times, asked them to disclose this information, which other universities have and need to do in order to participate in the Student and Exchange Visitor Program, and Harvard simply has not done it. Harvard has a history of allowing not just protests, but violent protests where students were assaulted, they were discriminated against, they were verbally abused, and they've even facilitated a training for a paramilitary group affiliated with the CCP. So it's not just pro-Hamas activities that they have allowed to have happen on their campus. They've also allowed participation with Communist China, who considers the United States one of their greatest enemies. This is something we're not going to continue to allow to have happen. This is something I'm responsible for, is to provide this type of oversight, and we're going to ensure that every university protects every single one of their students on their campuses, whether they're from the United States or another country. They need to be safe. They don't deserve to have this kind of anti-Semitic or any other kind of discrimination that may face them based on their race going forward.
All right, so we're doing beta testing. Both Paul and Edward could see and hear the audio.
100%. Yeah, it was really
The
great.
audience could, and we're live, so the audience can see everything I'm seeing. All right, we're in a good spot. I like it, fellas.
So let me ask you this, Sean. So when
We're
the
live.
videos, so when the video's playing, especially Edward, but Edward and I need to be quiet so that the video plays. Because if we were to say something, like the last one you sent me over email, you'd be able to hear us in the background. So
Absolutely. Yes.
yeah, so we need to shut the hell up during the video. I just wanted to make sure Edward knew that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Especially
let's.
me, because it's not like I can go on a ramble or anything like that.
What?
But yeah.
And well, no. Listen, this isn't we're working in technology. Paul was working off a phone, not a laptop, and so he couldn't hear or see any of the things. But apparently now he can see them. So we know. Also, Paul, to your point, when Edward's very good at bringing up new people. We need to tell them if we're going to play a clip. You just need to STFU because you're not going to be able to hear or see this if you're using your phone. And wait, and then we will get to you. But hey, let's do it. Since we're doing another test, and we're live, so there's a total.
Do you have that Tom Adams clip from 2016? Can you play that?
I don't, but I have the wiener dog race. Let's just play that one just for fun.
Oh, play that! Oh, that's awesome.
Let's go.
Will they throw a caution? I think they're all safely past. This will be a run to the finish. This will be a run to the flag and the yard of bricks in the inaugural Weenie 500.
And this is the moment you relish as a hot dogger right here. Rounding turn 3 in the lead in front of a record crowd to witness history at Indianapolis.
The Cheetah holding position, but it's not over yet. Hot on their tail. Rounding 3 and into 4.
This certainly is not over. We saw it last lap, guys. There's plenty of time for a late pass here off of the last corner. No ifs, ands, or buns about it. This one is going to go down to the line.
Our pole sitter, Cheat Dog, has a 2 to 3 bun advantage over the car behind.
Sunday will be the 109th running of the Indy 500, but the first Weenie 500. And if you know one thing about Indy on the last lap, it's a dog-eat-dog world as they round the track for the final time.
Cheetah still in the lead.
But looks like maybe a great run off of turn 2 here. Oh, I think we might be having a race to the line.
Mustard Maddie closing with the Slaw Dog. Can she top off the Weenie 500 with a late pass on the Cheetah? Less than a quarter mile to go at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the inaugural Weenie 500.
These hot dogs are hot rodding it down the front straight, T-Bell. They're coming at us now.
Maxed out at a whopping 60 miles an hour. Townsend.
They're closing. Second place is closing with the run.
Can the fans cheer them across the line? It's going to be close.
They're making the move. Slaw Dog making the move up the inside on the run to the yard of bricks and over the line. It looks like it's going to be the Slaw Dog by a nose. Slaw Dog win.
In the closest finish in Weenie 500 history, Slaw Dog by a nose.
Unbelievable.
All right, so the beta test, so this is the X feed. It works, Paul. It works, Edward. Like what we're producing live, this is awesome. And yes, we're still live. I think we're there.
Perfect.
I think we're gonna be able to do some awesome stuff. And yes, we're still live, so all the fans.
I want some Slaw Dog merch.
I love the play on words. You know, they
Yeah.
do a good job. of
Wasn't that
that.
funny, Edward? You know, I did love that. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to relish this, you know. And I thought for sure the word ketchup was going to go. They're going to catch up. I thought for sure they're going to do more of a play on words. Well, they did a good job with everything they did so far. I laughed. I thought it was great. You know, what a great start. And I think the race is tomorrow, anyways, in the afternoon. I believe it's one of America's oldest races.
Noon.
It's older than
Noon.
NASCAR. Huh? What's that?
Noon
noon,
tomorrow,
noon.
Eastern time.
Right. Yeah.
They'll be firing that off. Yeah, it's gonna be the greatest thing. It's the greatest spectacle in racing. Like, it's the greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is.
Yeah.
So the Coca-Cola 600 is later
Yes.
that day, and some of the drivers will be driving or flying later to.
They're doing
that.
both, right?
Well, there's a couple of doubleheader people, for sure.
Yeah.
But they're going to be running at 110 miles an hour. They're going to be running at 225 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
in
The
Indianapolis.
NASCAR guys are going to set the cruise control.
Well, I don't know about that, but oh my gosh, yeah.
Hey, so since we're doing the test, the clip I had actually it wasn't. This was about Scott Adams calling Trump, or no, Trump calling Scott Adams. Right. So,
Yeah.
like you and I have talked about how Trump he just loves people. He wants to be in touch with them. With Rush Limbaugh. Can we do one more clip? This is Scott Adams sending Trump to voicemail. Let's play it. And
I love that. Yeah. Let's do that.
All right.
So yesterday I'm home, and I've been getting lots of people reaching out because of my recent health related news. And but I can't talk to everybody. Like it's just continual messages coming in, and I have to kind of pace myself. So I see a phone number coming in. Somebody's calling me from some number I don't recognize, something in Florida, and I sent it to voicemail. And a little bit later, I thought, I better check that voicemail and see if that was anything I need to deal with. And the first sentence in the transcription, because the phone gives you the text version of the voicemail as well. The first sentence is, "This is your favorite president." And I thought to myself, no. Did I just send the most important person in the world to voicemail? And it turns out that I had. It was Trump, and he was just calling to check in. Now he left a semi-lengthy little voicemail, just saying he was checking on me, heard about my health situation, and then he says, you can call me back on this number. Now, obviously, I don't call him back, right? Because that would just be ridiculous. It just was a nice thing for him to say, because he called me. You could call me back on this number. So I didn't call him back on that number because I thought it's not like he's sitting at the Resolute desk waiting for my call. I thought that whatever it is he's doing has got to be more important than randomly taking a call from me. So I don't call him back. Hours go by. It's the afternoon, same day. It's the afternoon. And all of a sudden another call comes through, also from Florida. And I thought to myself, no fucking way. There's no way he's calling me again. And I answer it, and it's Trump. And apparently he'd heard of my situation, and he had lots of questions. I won't get into the details of our conversation because that would be inappropriate. But he was just checking on me. And he had, he wanted to make sure that I was getting everything I needed. And that was it. But at the end, the strangest thing happened at the end. At the end of the call, when he found out, the situation was kind of dire, and I was still checking out some things that might help. He said, "If you need anything, I'll make it happen." And he meant it. He was completely aware of our, let's say, parallel journeys from 2015. He mentioned it. And it was just the most incredible, weird, hard to understand situation. But boy, was it fun. So anyway, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. All right.
Incredible. If you guys could see that, incredible how Trump just cares about people. So to verify, because we're doing a beta test, you guys could all see and hear the same thing I was seeing. Yes or no?
Yep. Nope. Absolutely.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. This is how we move forward. Paul, go ahead. Scott Adams on getting a phone call from Trump.
Yeah. So here's a guy who's the most powerful person in the free world. Mm-hmm. Without question. He's the big dog. And he is so tuned in to the people, which I have to say is 99% of the Democrats' problem, is they're not tuned into the people. That this guy, so he's running negotiations with Russia and Ukraine. He's running negotiations with China. He's running negotiations on trade tariffs. He's trying to straighten out the Panama Canal. He's trying to straighten out boys playing in girls' sports. And he's like, "Hey, my boy here's sick. I need to call and check on him.
He's moving
And-
Hamas to Libya.
Another one, yeah, straightening up Canada, doing all
Yeah.
these other things, and then he has time to. Oh, I better check
Right.
on my friend. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that.
And then today he goes to West Point and addresses the graduating class of 2025. And he invites the class leader up there, just to say a couple of words,
Yeah.
which was totally unscripted. He's like, okay, thanks everybody. He goes, man, I want to thank you. Hey, come up here. Come up here a minute, And this kid, man, 24 years old and fixing to graduate West Point, he's like, holy shit, I want to thank my mama. I want to thank my family and
Love that.
Army,
Yeah.
Navy. Yeah.
Of course.
Yes, definitely is. A president for the people. He's proof that
President for the
time
people.
again.
That is a great term. I love that, Edward. He's a president for the people.
Yeah, he definitely is. And I love that, Scott's, response, I'm not going to call the guy back. It's not as if the president, where is that guy? He's not doing that. He knows that. But actually, in the back of his mind, he said, yeah, I think I'll give that guy a call back. Maybe he was disposed of somewhere.
What are you going to do, Edward? You're like, hey, I missed your call. Sorry. I missed your call. Well,
No, you're not going to tell the guy. I didn't know. I just said to go to
Yeah.
voicemail. You're not going to tell him.
leader of the free world. He's like, nope, I'm not calling you back.
Talk about one of life's biggest blunders. Yeah. What a story to tell people.
Well, but listen,
Okay.
on that, right? He was saying through the clip we all just watched, he's like that. Clearly, the guy has better things to do than take a call from me.
Yeah.
The important part that you need to understand from the clip we played is that Trump called him back because Scott Adams never called him. So Trump called him back. He's like, I want to make sure you're getting this phone call.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't realize this about Trump. And you could say, oh, whatever. Rush Limbaugh and his wife, they were billionaires. I don't really give a crap. Trump calls people. He'll just straight up call them. Go all the way back to the 1980s when he would show up on
Oh,
Oprah Winfrey show.
yeah.
And he would say, I heard about a story about you being sick. And this would be like a 9-year-old kid or a 12-year-old kid. And he goes, I don't want your mom to have to worry about her bills. So I went and here's a letter. And the kid would open it up and be like, I don't know, they hand it to their mom. And it was
Right.
the note was paid on their house. The house was paid off.
I know.
Like, this is who Trump is. And this is, it will never, nobody in the media will talk about this. We will.
That's
We
just
will.
not once or twice. He's done that so many times as well that, of course, the media is not going to tell you that because, well, that's another win for him and that column. So, yeah, we're not going to hear that. But, yeah, I'm surprised at how many people have come forward over the past few years and said just as much. They've paid off or he's paid off, their house or whatever it may be. But, yeah, just nice gestures either way. And like I said, definitely a president for the people. And that's the most important part of being the president for the people, not yourself, not your finances, not like these other libtards from years ago or the past have been capitalizing on. No, it's been Trump, for the people from the heart, and it can truly, you can
Right,
even
from
see
the
that.
heart. Yeah.
I love that, and that's why that American pride is back again because, everything is pretty much back the way it should be and getting better, by the way, not like the dumpster fire we got going on here, but yeah, he's putting the pieces together quite quickly and things are starting to boom again. Love that, you know. So yeah, we need more of that up here. So we could talk about that later. This Tuesday, when the king comes. What a treat that will be. Oh, great, the king. You know, as if we, even know who the guy is anymore. But yeah, that's great news. Oh my God. Yeah, let's just see how the president responds to that. I'm all ears, John and Paul. Yeah, I gotta wait.
Yep. Well, I gotta tell you, boys, I gotta drop. I gotta.
Yep, it's
Oh, yeah.
time. We were doing it. Thank you so much. We're gonna keep this one live. Again, as a test space. But yeah, let's close it out. Thank you so much.
Okay, gents.
Everything seemed to work. Let's close it out with Yankee Canuck moniker.